If you love trains, then you are going to have so much fun at the Museum of Transportation in St. Louis. This is not just your normal museum. Here you can climb in and out of trains, ring the bell, ride on a trolley, and mini train, and so much more. The best way to see it all is by going on a tour, but if you want to explore it on your own, you can do that too. That is Therese. She did our tour. She was awesome.
There's two kinds of trains. Passenger train carries people. A freight train carries anything but people. What's on the back of a freight train? A caboose. That's right. That's on the back of a freight train. Now let me tell you why they're on the back of a freight train. Any idea? Most people don't know what a caboose is for. That's what you need me for. I'm the tour guide. The whole reason for a caboose is that second story part that's called a cupola. The brakemen climb up there and watch the train in front to make sure nothing's going wrong. That second story part is where they do all the work from, but also the caboose is the conductor's office. If you guys want to grow up and be the boss of the train, you do not want to be the engineer, you want to be the conductor. So this is where they would sit to watch the trains in front. But like I said, this is also where they lived when they were on the road. I want you to stomp your feet and scream and holler and make as much noise as you can.
That was very loud. During our visit, we wanted to see it all. So Therese walked with us and told us fun facts along the way.
If the caboose goes in the back, what goes in the front? Engine. Or what's another name for an engine?
The motor.
Locomotive. Hobos. Do you guys know what a hobo is? Yeah? Hobos were always a problem for the railroads. The hobos used to jump on the different trains and ride them throughout the country. Very dangerous, never do that. But the hobos were also pretty smart. They used to get grease from there and use it to grease the tracks. When these drive wheels hit the greasy spot, they would slip and slow the train down so they could jump into the different cars. Never try that. It's very dangerous, but that was how they got the locomotives to slow down.
She kept telling us not to learn anything, but we did anyway. She was really fun.
There are over 150 pieces of rail equipment, and we have the largest collection of American rail power anywhere. This is where you operated from. This is the cab of the locomotive. Alex, you're the engineer. It's your job to make the train go faster, slower, forwards, backwards, or stop. Okay?
And how do I do that?
This is the throttle. When you press the throttle in, you open it up, the train goes faster, close it and it goes slower. Anything in here painted yellow or black is your job. Can you handle that? Evan, you're the fireman. Evan, you have a little harder job. You can look in here, see where they need more fire. You can look and see where they need more water. Anything in here that's painted red or green is your job.
Holy,
you got a big job. Can you handle that?
Even over here.
Even over here.
Oh my goodness.
And I'm going to tell you a secret. We're the ones that painted them, red and green. You had to know. If you guys forget everything else I tell you on tour today, if you forget everything else I tell you on tour, this is what I would like for you to remember. First of all, 9 times out of 10, if you're on the tracks, the engineer cannot see you. It's already too late. Second, if he sees you, it normally takes at least a mile to stop a train. So, if the engineer does see you and it's difficult to see you, and he puts the brakes on, most of the time it's too late to stop the train. So it's always in your best interest never to be on railroad tracks.
We got to ride on the trolley, and it was really interesting watching them turn it around. The people were walking on the track. Well, on our way to ring the bell.
Why did you want to come to the Museum of Transportation?
Because it looks cool and we love trains.
Trains are cool.
There is so much to see and do at the Museum of Transportation. Plan to spend several hours here to see it all. One last question.
You know, it was started in 1944 by a group of 6 men and women, and they got together because they found a mule-drawn streetcar that somebody was going to put in the trash. And they said, wow, this streetcar is from the 1870s. We can't just put this in the trash. So they decided to not only collect that streetcar, they decided we should have a museum dedicated to transportation. There is no sound so evocative as that of a distant train whistle. When you compare it with the screech of a jet, you get a tragically clear sense of a difference between the two ages.